Chiefs Kingdom, happy Thanksgiving, and welcome to a special at-home edition of the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I hope you are having a lovely Thanksgiving with your family, and I hope that the Chiefs' 31-28 loss has not put quite the damper on your holiday that it has on mine. This one stunk, guys. I'm not going to lie about it at all. Absolutely stings. For multiple reasons. Number one, big effect on the playoff odds, which we're going to get into at the end of today's video. 3 huge injuries coming out of this one. We're going to talk about each and every one of them and what Andy Reid had to say off the top of today's video. And then we're going to get into 3 reasons why I think we lost this game. All of that in store for you guys today. But first, I want to hear from you. I want you to grade the Kansas City Chiefs' performance in this one. Grade it on a scale of A to F. You be the teacher today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Grade the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll do so as well right now. I'm going to give them a D-. That is what I'm going with today. D-. Harsh grader, maybe? Maybe. 10 penalties? Pretty sloppy. Multiple points left on the field? Absolutely. A lot of mistakes today from Kansas City. D- feels fair in my opinion. Let's get into the injury updates, though. What Andy Reid had to say coming out of this game about 3 major starters that all left this game with injuries. Number 1, Bryan Cook. He was the first to go on that first Cowboys drive. He ends up exiting. Andy Reid confirmed this is a right ankle injury. Did not give us a return timeline for Bryan Cook, but you could see when Bryan went down, that had an effect on the defense. That first drive, we came out swinging. Nice blitz from Jaden Hicks, creates the pressure, hits Dak Prescott, ends up getting an interception for Jaylen Watson. Sets up the offense, quick touchdown. We're up 7-0 just like that. And I'm at the house screaming and yelling. I'm losing my mind. I'm thinking the Chiefs are going to roll this week. And that was pretty short-lived, not going to lie. Pretty short-lived. You can see we had to adjust without Bryan Cook in the lineup. Other injuries in this one, Jawaan Taylor also exited in the first quarter. Andy Reid described this one as a tricep injury, almost described Bryan Cook's injury again. Tricep injury for Jawaan Taylor, initially reported as an elbow injury. He was questionable to return and then ultimately ruled out coming back out of halftime. That one stung, especially when combined with the fact that Trey Smith was already not in the lineup coming into this game. Mike Caliendo was doing fill-in work for Trey Smith and about his typical standard level of fill-in work. No penalties from Caliendo. We could take that as a positive. He definitely wasn't doing a fantastic job on the offensive line in run protection or in pass protection, though. I hate to pick on him. I mean, he's coming in off the bench. And then Josh Simmons. This made the offensive line situation even worse. Right tackle goes down with Jawaan Taylor. Left tackle goes down with Josh Simmons. That was at the end of the third quarter, and that was described as a wrist injury by Andy Reid. Again, all 3 of these guys, no return timelines given, no statuses given on what exactly the injuries are other than general areas of the body that are hurt. But as Chiefs fans, and with the status right now at 6-6, we have got to be fingers crossed that Simmons and Taylor especially, I know people have their issues, myself included, with Taylor's performance at times, but we need those guys. We need them bad right now. Offensive line without him, down 3 starters, just 2 original starters in the lineup at the end of this game. Creed Humphrey and Kingsley battling out there, but with 3 backups. Line did not look good. Line could not hold up for Patrick Mahomes. If it's going to look like that next week, it's going to be a very, very tough one against Houston. Going to be a very, very tough one. We've got to hope that those guys get back. All right, let's get into the reasons why the Chiefs lost. Kind of starting with that. I mean, that's a bonus reason. The offensive line injuries, definitely a bonus reason. But we're going to try not to pin this one entirely on injuries because you absolutely don't have to. There's plenty of other reasons. Number 1, we could not cover George Pickens or Ceedee Lamb to save our lives. especially towards the end of this game. 13 receptions for 200 yards and a touchdown combined for those guys. 48% of Dak's total completions went to one of those two dudes. 56% of his targets, everything that left his hand, was headed in their direction. And 62% of his total 320 yards on the night were just to Ceedee or George. Unacceptable. And I know they're really good. I know they're really, really good. I know they are. It's the best receiver duo in the NFL right now. But they cooked us. You can't let them take over the game like that. We talked about this in the preview, that you have to take away Pickens. If you can't take away Pickens, you got to take away Lamb. You got to take away somebody. You got to make them go through just one guy. We didn't do that at all. We let Dak have it with whoever he wanted. It was Burger King out there. Dak, you have it your way. Unacceptable performance from the defense in a lot of ways. Multiple defensive pass interference penalties drawn. 4 defensive pass interference penalties. Jeez, can't speak right now. Too angry. Defensive pass interference penalties. 3 of those on our leader on defense, or one of our leaders on defense, Trent McDuffie. That's tough. It's supposed to be your best player in the secondary. Guy that's up for a big contract this offseason. Can't get the stops that you need. That's what it comes down to. Talk about all those issues they combine to. You cannot get off the field on third down. 9 of 16 for the Cowboys on third down tonight. 9 of 16. You go back to last week when we win against the Colts. We held them to 5 of 13. Got off the field 4 straight times at the end of that game, including the drive in overtime. That was something I was so proud of for our defense. The way we held up against Jonathan Taylor, the way we held up against that Colts offense in general. Tonight, not the same story. Really, really struggled with the tandem of Pickens and Lamb. They opened things up beautifully for that Dallas Cowboys offense, and we just could not figure that one out at all. Just absolutely could not. And speaking of getting things figured out, if you're trying to get your holiday gifting figured out, I've got you covered. Don't worry about a thing. See, me personally, I'm going with Omaha Steaks. There is not a better provider in the meat industry than Omaha Steaks. You guys have heard me say it over and over again, but I'm going to keep saying it because it is absolutely true, and I just can't tell you guys enough how good this stuff is. Whether you're gifting it to somebody else, whether you're having it at your own place for dinner, it is fantastic. The quality of the meat, the taste is great. And the prices are awesome as well. It's unrivaled quality and variety. And every bite is backed by a 100% guarantee. And like I said, great savings. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. And I've got an exclusive deal for you guys. Just for Chiefs Report viewers, got to be a Chiefs fan to use this code. I always say it because it's true. The Kingdom is going to get an extra $35 off with promo code Chiefs at checkout. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit Omaha Steaks for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code Chiefs at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code Chiefs at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. More information in the link in the description and in the pinned comment to go check out Omaha Steaks. Huge shout out to them. We always appreciate them supporting the channel. And if you guys do go check them out, make sure you use promo code Chiefs because that really helps us out. Let's get into reason number 2, why Kansas City dropped this game. Penalties. Penalties, 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 penalties. I should say it 10 times, but I won't because that'd be really annoying. But it would be fitting because we had 10 of them for 119 total yards in this one. Aren't you lucky I didn't even think of saying it 119 times? Let's talk about penalties on the offensive end first because honestly, and look, I don't like to blame refs for things. That's not in my character. That's something I avoid generally. But there were some questionable calls in this one. We're going to go with that. I don't think you could blame this game on refs. That's not what I'm trying to do. But on the offensive end, I thought there were 2 holds on Josh Simmons. I thought one of them, I was like, okay, I can see how that's a hold. The other one, I have no idea what we're looking at there. Didn't look like a hold to me. And then we had an illegal formation on Josh as well. 3 penalties on Josh in his limited time in the game. And then the offensive pass interference on Xavier Worthy, what are we thinking? What are we looking at? That's not a penalty. It's not offensive pass interference. That flag should have stayed in the pocket, and it was a big call. That would have been a first down for us. Would have kept that drive, which felt like we were coming out with some nice momentum after the Brashard Smith return, which was really great. Shout out to Brashard. I feel like he continues to be underutilized in this offense. Say it a million times. But yeah, that hurt. That killed. And look, I'm not blaming the refs, but in my opinion, nothing you really could do about that one. But it doesn't take away its effect on the game. That killed that drive, which killed an opportunity to go score, but it's just not a penalty in my opinion. It just absolutely isn't. You know, a lot of other people that you probably listen to, maybe that one's connected to the Chiefs, they can't say that. I can. That was not a penalty. On the defensive end, though, we don't have excuses like that. You got beat over and over again. 3 of the 4 defensive pass interference penalties are on Trent McDuffie. I talked about this earlier. The first one, you give up 32 yards. 32 yards. Yikes. He just got beat on the deep route to Pickens. It was Lamb, actually, excuse me. Got in front of him, couldn't adjust in time. Too much contact there. Very, very obvious call. They're going to throw the flag on that every single time. And immediately, they're in scoring position. And that was, yikes. Grind your teeth, grind your gears. But absolutely killer. The second one, you give up 10 for a first down on the touchdown drive that put them up 10. That stings for sure. 3 first downs, just handing them out left and right on defense in this one. And then he handed out another one to him on the final drive of the game on, I believe, no, it was third penalty, but it wasn't on third down. I think it was on second down. On their final drive, gives up a first. Just a brutal night for 22. Just not a great night for Trent McDuffie. Not only does he get penalized multiple times, he just got torched over and over again. And he got hurdled by George Pickens. Just a one to forget for Trent McDuffie, absolutely. Another defensive pass interference, the fourth one, was on Jaylen Watson on the final Cowboys drive. Another first down that you're just handing out for free there. And then you also had a defensive holding on Shamari Connor on Ryan Flournoy, who just cooked him on a route. That helped. That was big because it helped Dallas get out of the shadow of their own end zone. And we had a great punt from Matt Ariza that we really could have taken advantage of. Just aren't able to take advantage of that one. He had a couple really good punts in this game. One that pinned him at the 1, one that pinned him within the 10. And the second one, we just totally blew it because of a penalty. Last penalty on defense was a roughing on Charles Menahu on the George Pickens 2-point conversion, and just stupid. Just stupid. Can't hit the quarterback that late. Everybody knows it. It was clearly 2 steps. I'm not going to defend that one. That was a penalty. And that one didn't have a huge impact, but it just contributes to an overall theme of undisciplined play from Kansas City in this one. And the defensive penalties largely on the guys in the secondary goes back to point number 1. You're getting cooked. Why are we committing so many penalties? Why are we committing defensive holding? Why is it defensive pass interference 4 times? Because you can't cover these guys. And it's so obvious. It is so obvious that you are outmanned and outgunned and just beat on the secondary, on the outside tonight. Just over and over again. Just got beat. So, I've given you 2 reasons why I think the Chiefs lost this game. I need to hear from you guys, though. I've got a third one in the back pocket for you after this, but I want you to jump down in those comments and let me know, what is the biggest reason Kansas City lost this game in your opinion? It could be one of the 2 that I've given you. You could go with penalties. You could go with the inability to cover Ceedee or George. Maybe you predict my third reason if you're a grade A ball knower. But throw something at me. Let me know why you think the Kansas City Chiefs lost the game today. My third reason, this is what you put, the offense just stalled out. And we've seen this happen from Kansas City a couple times this season where you've got nice momentum to start a game. You come out so strong, but 4 drives today, count them 1, 2, 3, 4, into Dallas territory, across the 50-yard line, that result in a big fat donut. And not the kind that I'm going to go get tomorrow to make myself feel better about this loss, but the kind that represents scoring at 0 points. You punt 3 times across Dallas's 50-yard line. There's just no words for it, man. That sucks. It's leaving way too much on the field. There's way too many points, way too many opportunities left on the field. And speaking of missed opportunities, I didn't even have this as a reason, but you could throw in, we missed like 3 opportunities to get interceptions. 2 of them on Nick Bolton, just dropped picks, and then one I believe was on Jaylen Watson, who did actually have a pick in this game. If I'm wrong about that, my bad memory. I got to rewatch the all 22 tonight. But missed opportunities on offense, missed opportunities on defense, and missed opportunities to continue drives on 3rd down. You go 5 of 13 on 3rd down. Yikes, man. 5 of 13. We talked about this against the Broncos a couple weeks ago and against the Colts. We went 1 for 6 in the red zone against Indianapolis and still managed to win. We talked about points left on the field, how you can't keep doing it, and you did it again tonight. And what do you know? There goes that one. There goes that one. And let's talk about what it means for the playoffs, because I know that is the primary concern right now for a lot of Chiefs fans. It's the number one thing I was thinking about as this one ticked down to 0, as Dallas kneeled this one out. What do the playoff odds look like? Well, not great, gang. Not going to lie to you. Never will. That's reason why you should subscribe. Getting honest Chiefs commentary here. I'm never going to give you a team first angle just to do it unless I'm feeling 100% positive. You're going to hear exactly how I'm feeling here. And right now, I'm not feeling good. Less than 50% odds to make the postseason. And that comes down to how much help we ultimately need. You look at the AFC playoff picture right now, and granted, a lot of guys haven't played this week yet. One happening right now, actually, over there, Cincinnati versus Baltimore. But we're behind the Chargers, we're behind the Bills, and we're behind the Jags. All of those teams sit at 7-4. So on paper, theoretically, you'd be 1 game back of them. But you also have head-to-head losses to every single one of those teams. Every single one of them. So you're 2 games back. And oh, hey, all 3 of them play this week. So there's an opportunity. There is a real world in which this week we fall 3 games behind those 3 teams, which are currently sitting in the postseason, 3 games out of the playoffs. It's the reality of losing this week. We talked about it. Doesn't mean we're out. Doesn't mean it's over. But it does mean it's very, very hard. Doesn't mean you practically have to win out to have a really good chance to make it, to really feel good about your odds of making it. Tough one, gang. Absolutely tough one. We'll talk more about this, about the playoff odds on Monday. I'll be coming at you guys. I might even come at you guys on Sunday. We'll see. We will figure it out. But coming soon with more overreactions to this game, with more looks into how we get back into the playoff picture. I'm not giving up hope yet, even though it doesn't feel great. But as always, let's go Kansas City Chiefs, and I'll see you guys next time.